Freedom Musical has returned once again to the State Theatre in Tshwane. The musical chronicles the Fees Must Fall movement, which saw students from around the country come together to stop increases in student fees as well as to increase government funding of universities. The lead role is portrayed by Phindile, who is the leader of the movement, who was solely raised and supported by her grandmother in KZN and takes us on her hard journey through university. During her academic years, she is forced to date older rich men to survive at campus, and the play follows her as she tries to maneuver through life and school. The production saw large audiences come together during their first run last year, and this time it boasts newly cast leads. Zimkhitha Kumbaca, who plays the role of Phindile, now joins us in studio to tell us more. Phindile, it's great to have you in studio. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks a lot for receiving me.
When we look at the Fees Must Fall movement, I mean, it was one that really took the country by storm. For the first time in a long time, we actually saw students, come to the forefront and fight for their rights. Yeah. And for you to play the role of the lead in this production, tell us about how you feel.
Oh my goodness, I feel very, very, very privileged to even tell this story. It's one of these stories that, I think as an actress, who's worked so hard over the years to really get to lead like this. It feels like one of those years where I'm going through that groundbreaking year. I'm doing a lead that is challenging, that a woman that is in leadership, a woman that is also very powerful, but also can expose her vulnerabilities and fragilities. But in the midst of it all, she's fighting for everybody else. So it's a beautiful, juicy role in that sense, but also in terms of storytelling, in terms of the content, I'm very happy about that because I get to tell a story that's happening in the now. Focusing on the times, focusing on stories that us the youth hardly get to tell, and I can really relate because I mean during the time when I was going to school, these riots were just starting, the complaints and the grievances were just starting. We were probably starting to get riled up about these situations. I mean, I went to TUT back in 2000 and that time that I will not mention, but during that time we were just starting to get into everything, and I remember the struggles of other students who couldn't further their studies because they couldn't afford to go back to school, and they were not students who were not passionate about what they do, but they were really good at what they do, and they were forced to let go because of financial aid, because they couldn't qualify for NEFSAS but couldn't qualify for loans. So it was a very messy time. So by the time the Fees Must Fall movement came through, it was a much needed thing, and for me to be able to tell that story today, that is profound. That is life just coming full circle for me,
That's incredible. Yeah. Bring us into Phindile's character, because I think so often it's so easy to look at girls who are dating rich men so that they can further their studies or, have a bit of material gain or financial gain. We forget about the human side of them.
Yes.
Quickly bring us into her character.
Phindile is a very, besides the fact that she's strong, and yes, she's stubborn, and yes, she's very straightforward about the truth and the way she, believes in what she believes in. She was also raised by a grandmother that, kind of grounded her over the years. But even in situations like that, when you come to a place where you cannot afford anything, you had res, you can't afford some food, at times that you can't even afford paying for res. So now what happens in situations like that? Are you going to call your grandmother for the grant again? The struggle at home. She's trying to take care of also your little brothers. What are you going to do? Make it hard for her as well? No, you're going to find a plan usually, and sometimes the plan is not glamorous. Sometimes you have to succumb to situations that are unlike you. Yes, you will date a guy for convenience because at least he pays for my res, at least he gives me food to eat, at least he manages to help me with clothes from time to time, and that's the same money that Phindile uses to share amongst other students and help out other students who are also in the same situations.
And so
as she
often
is.
that's really, that struggle is real. We see students sleeping in libraries because that access is not always there. Let's talk quickly about some of your cast members. What has it been like on stage when you guys are performing or rehearsing and getting into your roles?
And being the new actress in the space. Because, you know, they've done this show last year. I found it so amazing from last year. So when I got called for the audition, I was, okay, fine, let's do this. But it was an amazing experience, but also, you know, challenging, because now I'm doing stuff I've never done before. I mean, I've been in musicals before, but I've never actually led, you know, a whole musical, especially a big cast. I mean, we're a cast of around about like 57 cast members, and I'm working next to P.O, who's also a rapper but also an actor, and Bonafide, and these are very powerful, you know, actors who have great presence, as well as Thokozile Ndimande, great voice, great singer. So it's great talent. I'm surrounded by this amazing talent. Even the ensemble, they're very strong. So I was forced to kind of really step up and go and break, you know, boundaries as an actor and artist as well. Things that I've never done before. Things that I've been afraid to do, you know, because we're so safe here with TV. Or sometimes you're safe here with that one character that just talks all the way. But now you have to sing. You also have to dance. You also have to
act and really just live it out.
Be in that moment as well, you know, live it in that moment. And so I've had to, you know, really bring all these things into one. And it's been challenging, yes, but also beautiful experience, because the script is amazing, because it's so real, it's so honest. Even the music, it's very modern, it's very current, but also very honest. It's almost like the subconscious of what these characters are going through, you know, coming out in the play. So yeah, it's
very quickly amazing. We are out of time, but when can we come and see it, and how much are the tickets?
Look, we've already opened. 30th of April, that's when we opened, and it's been an amazing experience with the audience, you know, receiving. We're always engaging with them. They always get shocked here and there, but also they can relate with some situations. They get, you know, really amazed by the kind of stunts, the choreography kind of, you know, is, you know, because it is implemented in amazing ways. So yeah, we're on until the 2nd of June at the South African State Theatre, the Opera. Thank you. This is the first time, but yes, it's great. And the director is Mr. Aubrey Sakhabe, and the choreographer is Mdun Klapo.
All right, that's where we'll have to leave it. Thank you so much. Love your energy.
Thank you.
Zimkhitha talking to us about the musical Freedom, which is currently on at the State Theatre in Pretoria. Make sure you go see it.